Here with volleyball coach Mike Lester. Coach, I know in our last interview we talked a lot about this weekend coming up, but I really wanted to kind of talk a little bit about Wednesday's match against Eau Claire. A tough 3-1 loss, but as we talked after the match, probably a match that was one of your better performances of the season.
Yeah, you know, overall, looking back and watching video today, we played pretty well. The nice thing about it is now there's some very specific things that we know we need to get better at, and we'll get in the gym tonight to do that to get ready for the weekend. But, you know, in terms of just a general comment and overall, you know, evaluation of the performance, it was good. You know, we came out and played really well in the first set, controlled our first ball contact really well. You know, and that really kind of did a good job of taking Eau Claire out of what they wanted to do. A little bit different story in sets 2, 3, and 4. Eau Claire really came out, started serving aggressively, did a good job of taking us out of what we wanted, and it showed in the score.
You know, you've always talked to me about trying to keep the opposition from getting a lengthy run.
Right.
And really, in those last 3 sets, it was 12-12, it was 11-11, it was 15-15, and then they kind of went on a little bit of a run that you just couldn't recover from.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we have to figure out in practice tonight, because in reality, a lot of those runs were in the same rotation for us. So we've got to figure our way through that rotation a little bit better, and I think every team out there has one rotation that they tend to struggle in more than others. And last night we were exposed in a pretty specific rotation. So we'll work on that tonight and hopefully fix it going into the weekend.
Is it a different feel, Coach, from the Sugarloaf Classic and even for the St. Kate's Invitational this week to play just a single match on a Wednesday night, you know, because you're playing 4 matches in a weekend,
Right.
4 matches in a weekend. Is the preparation or the mindset a little different in a single match?
Yeah, you know, the mindset might be a little different. You hope it really isn't. You hope you prepare for every match the same way. But, you know, first true home match in front of the home crowd on our home court in a pretty hot environment. And I think that got to a few of our young players early. You know, not necessarily early, but as we kind of started to progress through. And it definitely is a little bit different than this weekend. It just feels like there might be more pressure because it's only one match and one opportunity. You know, you play the tournament weekend. If you're not necessarily successful, you pretty much play right away again. And so yeah, it's a little bit different, but you know, once conference season rolls around, that's really what our season's going to be, and we have to be prepared for that.
Let's talk real quickly about the weekend up at St. Kate's. You've got Luther and Central on Friday, and then you've got Crown and Nebraska Wesleyan on Saturday. Familiar teams. Obviously, you played Luther last weekend. You've played Crown and Central. Nebraska used to come to the Sugarloaf Classic, so really no strangers in any of these matches.
Yeah, it'll be good. You know, the Iowa Conference, which is in our region, we play 3 of those schools this weekend now that Nebraska Wesleyan has moved into the Iowa Conference. And so those are all big matches for us to do well. Having played Luther just in our last match last weekend, and now it'll be the first match this coming weekend, we're not strangers to each other at all. So it'll be a good weekend, some good tests. And again, important that we do well against those Iowa Conference schools if we can.
St. Catherine Invitational this weekend in St. Paul. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks.